Howdy everyone! We are coming back at you today with a little productivity slash inspiration vibes. I decided that I wanted to redo kind of the aesthetic of my phone and my iPad in order to give me a little bit more inspiration when I'm working on different things. So we have both devices here. With my phone, I decided to go with kind of like a green kind of aesthetic to it. I wanted to be able to incorporate some of my pictures to look at that I've taken out hiking at different state parks. I also wanted to incorporate different quotes that I had found on Pinterest that really were just remind me of the things that I'm striving for this year and just to inspire me to keep going even though I may not feel as motivated some days or may be feeling a little less creative, but I just wanted to have that inspiration there to just kind of keep pushing me. My iPad, I went with my favorite color, blue, just different aesthetics that way with outdoors and YouTube and running and just more inspiring quotes, and I wanted to use that as a lock screen wallpaper. And then on both devices I created different widgets using WidgetSmith in order to help me organize things a little bit better. I like to be able to look at my calendar so I know what's going on that day and the things that I have planned. So I have both of those set up on my phone and my iPad, as well as just other little widgets that make me happy. So now we're going to jump into some screen recordings and just talk about the processes that I went through to redo my iPad and my iPhone and make them a little bit more inspiring and make me feel a little bit more productive while I'm working. So here we go.
Alright, so here we have some screen recordings of me just making widgets. I found all of these images with quotes and stuff that I'm using off of Pinterest. I just uploaded them onto my phone and then I went into WidgetSmith and started making the little widgets that I wanted. That first one was a photo one, and this one is just me making some of the calendars that I want to have on my phone. I like this overview one. I decided to go with the 90% background to make it kind of white and pop against this green that I'm going to have, and then make a gray text in this fun font. And now I am just removing all of the different things that I already had on my home screen, that way I can start fresh. And here I am uploading all of my new widgets that I just made. I started with the big quote that I had, and then I added some other pictures that I wanted on my front. Like I'm gonna change this one to a picture of some books that I found on Pinterest, and then I'm gonna add another one that is a picture of me and my boyfriend Bryce, just so I can always have him to look at. And then lastly, the last widgets I added were my calendar widgets that I made. And then I changed my wallpaper to this one that I found on Pinterest to just kind of fit with the green. So here is the overall view of how my screens wound up changing.
Alright, so that was designing my iPhone backgrounds, and now we are going to jump over to my iPad, so here we go.
Okay, so since I'm going to be doing a lot of my creative work like blog writing and YouTube video making on my iPad, I wanted to create a vision board for my lock screen with just the color blue as the theme, but also mix in some goals that I have for this year to kind of remind myself of what I'm working for. So that first one was just me looking for different blue pictures and inspiring quotes, and then now I'm looking for different cameras to remind myself about photography and YouTube. And then now I was just looking up different adventurous pictures to remind myself of some of the places that I want to visit this year, and just to always have an adventurous and spontaneous mindset and just always be exploring even the little things right here around me. So then after I gathered up all of my pictures, I went into this app called Canva. I love this app. I use this to make a whole bunch of things, and now you can just see me moving the pictures around, placing them where I want to be, and just kind of fitting them in to where things look nicely. I wanted to be able to see all of the images, so I layered some of them over others And now we're kind of getting to the end, and I'm really liking what I have here. I like the way that some of the images all of the edges don't line up. Most of the edges do line up with other pictures, but I like how some of them, like Grateful, kind of overlaps with the camera picture and things like that. It just kind of makes me realize that things don't have to always be so lined up. And so now I'm just gonna go through my home screen and just remove everything that I don't want, all of those other widgets that I had. And now I'm uploading those widgets that I made in WidgetSmith earlier. I just like the way this battery one looks because I think it looks cool, and I needed something else to fit up there. I also chose another picture exploring different state parks, and now I'm gonna go in and change the wallpaper to match my lock screen that I made. And then I'm gonna go back and change my home screen to one of the pictures that's on here. And so here is the final product of my iPad lock screens.
Alright guys, so thank you so much for joining me while I just updated my iPad and iPhone wallpapers a little bit. It was a lot of fun to be able to create these things and just make them a little bit more visually appealing to look at. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!